it sure helps you to have a pool. But let's get you
you
started.
Okay.
So,
well, the big thing is enclosures. You don't, the most fatalities at the pool are a child, a small child. So it's the barrier. You must have a 4-foot enclosure around any pool, hot tub, any kind of wading pool, anything like that. You must have a minimum of a 4-foot enclosure to start us off.
now not those hot tubs that have the covers on them. You're talking about the in-ground or above-ground, or in-ground hot tubs that go along with a pool, right?
If they're open,
Correct.
So you don't want a child wandering in
Right.
to it. The other thing, there's several other things. You must have a self-latching gate. In other words, when you let the gate go, it should come back and latch on its own, and it has to open outward, not towards the pool, outward.
Okay. All right. And so the door's swinging.
Ba-da-boom. We're back to that. We got a whole thing.
I mean, we're not going to let this go, Preston. This show, Your Real Estate Today, here News Talk 1110. I'm Paul Jameson, here with Preston Sandlin, Carrie Jameson. We're here to talk some real estate. Stay with us, 704-570-1110. Give us a call. We'd love to talk with you. We'll be right back.
Great song to go with the theme.
That's right, Elvis. We'll be right back.
Cash, Johnny Cash.
The Supreme Court of radioness. There we go. Okay, so Preston, you talked about the gate.
Sure.
One that's self-latching. Latching. There needs to be obviously a 4-foot fence on all sides.
Correct. Yeah. What we're trying to do is, prevent children from wandering in, unsupervised.
Trespassing.
Yeah, but it has to be a 4-foot enclosure minimum. It can be higher all the way around, but it can't be lower. The gate has to open outward, not towards the pool. It has to open outward away from the pool, and it has to be a self-latching gate. In other words, it has to have some sort of spring mechanism on it that the second you let it go, it goes back and latches itself.
That's smart.
Yeah. A couple other notes about the enclosure. The fence, if it's over grass, there can't be more than 2 inches underneath it. If it's over some type of concrete or masonry, it can be 4 inches. But you don't want, a small child or, a small pet for that matter too, to be able to crawl underneath it and, wind up in the pool. Now the next big thing that is kind of a new thing, but if your house is part of the enclosure, which usually it is,
yes.
Usually you walk out the back of the house and there's the pool, and then the fence is on the other 3 sides, give or take. So the house is considered one of the enclosures. Everybody with me so far?
Yep.
Right, tracking with you.
Correct. Any door that goes from the house to the backyard where the pool is has to have an alarm on it. It has to have an alarm. 85% of the fatalities, the pool fatalities, involve somebody who was supposed to be inside, was thought to be inside, that left and got into the pool without the supervising person realizing it.
All right, so if they open that door and it says, back door is open, is that considered an alarm? If it's a part of the main alarm system that has those chimes or it talks, and when a door opens, it makes a noise?
Great question, Paul, and the answer is no. It has to be an actual alarm that sounds a huge, loud decibel. We built
Seriously?
a pool. Yep, we built a pool last year, and we had to put it up. We have 2 doors, one coming off the living room and one coming off the master bedroom. Had to have it put on both doors to pass the inspection.
Do they sell a product that you can go latch onto the door pretty easily at a home improvement store, like a pool alarm, door alarm that?
I know ours came from a pool supply place, and there are some regulations without on the radio. It has to be a certain amount of decibels and whatnot. Wow. Oh, it's loud. I mean, it literally wakes the entire house up. And it does have a button on it that you push that'll give you 15 seconds to get out without. But it becomes annoying because every time you go out back to feed the dog, you forget it. But I mean, now granted, all the listeners out there who are about ready to blow me up on email, annoying versus losing a child is a small price to pay. But I kept forgetting to push the thing. Now the guy who built our pool and the inspector said, most people disconnect that after I leave. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm just telling you that's what a lot of people do. But it is required. If you build a pool today.
But what if you have an existing pool? Do you have to go out and get one of those?
No, but it's a good idea.
Sure
Right.
It's a
is.
good idea. It's like GFCI, built before 70,
Yeah.
74, 75. If, you don't, like if you bought a house today, built 1975, you can't make that seller upgrade that.
Sure.
But if that seller builds an addition with a new bathroom, that's gonna have to be done.
The bathroom.
Right, or they remodel more than $30,000, that has to be, they have to update to the new code.
Right.
It's a good idea. I recommend it. I highly recommend it.
So stay under 30,000, so 29. If your contractor gives you a $30,500 bid, fire him and get the next guy.
$29.95.
That's right. All right, so what else do we have related to pools? That's pretty interesting. I didn't know about that
Yes.
alarm thing.
Yeah,
It's a good thing.
Yeah,
It is too.
I'm not sure the year. I think it was 2016 that came about. But if your house, like I said, if you have a door that goes onto the pool, it has to have an alarm. So those are really the big things: 4-foot fence, self-latching gate. You can't have more than 2 inches underneath the fence clearance if it's over grass, 4 inches if it's over concrete. They would like for your gate to be 54 inches tall because they don't want you to be able to reach over the gate and undo the latch.
Oh, shoot, I won't be able to.
Boom.
You're gonna have to get a step stool.
Yeah,
That's right.
if it is under, it has to be over 48, but if it's under 54, the latch actually has to be 3 inches down, because what they're trying to prevent is, which we always did at the apartment or the resort we were trying to get into and we didn't have the access, we reached through. But they're, you're trying to
His
prevent.
name is Preston S-A-N-D.
At the swimming pool, we're trying to get through the latch
Right.
and try to get in there. But yeah, the general idea is to not have a child, because everybody says, I was watching him, I just took my eyes off of him for a minute, and that's what happens. So we're trying to prevent that from happening. That's the big thing with pools.
Yeah, well, I think safety's number one, no
Yeah.
matter how you put it.
Absolutely.
So safety's number one. That alarm, I did not know that with that door alarm, and that's your existing alarm, could not suffice the existing chime or loud noise or.
I'll tell you what, Paul, I'll put the full list on our website, and it's
what
got
is-
more details.
What, pray tell, is your website?
HomeInspectionCarolina.com. Just click on resources. It might be Monday or Tuesday though, because I got to get my web person. That's above my pay grade to get it on there, but I'll get him to get it on there.